Hey, it's your boy Bobby Beast here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is Ghost versus Noma. Now, this is something we've all been thinking about and talking about for the longest amount of time. I know some people were thinking, hey, Ghost and Noma had to come across each other somewhere down the line, or back in the day. I highly doubt that. The thing is that Noma is an international drug lord, and she's like top level. International drug lords are usually people who are on like political level of power, if not higher. So basically, when it comes down to it, Ghost was reaching to get to the level that Noma is currently at. He didn't do it. The only reason why he didn't get a chance to do it was because of Tariq shooting him, apparently. But other than that, he beat the game. He won. He beat everybody. He beat the feds. He beat his enemies. He beat the people that was supposed to be close to him. The only person that was his weakness, the only kryptonite Ghost had, was Tariq. So basically, when it comes down to it, him becoming the lieutenant governor, he won, but he lost because his son ended up betraying him. So when it comes down to it, Ghost versus Noma, we all believe that Ghost is coming back and that he will come in to help save his son against Noma and apparently the super ops. So when it comes down to it, Ghost versus Noma, this is definitely something that should happen. Now, Noma is what we call power, not just power, but absolute power. She is an international person. She's technically a warlord. Ghost was someone who's the biggest drug dealer in New York. He kept ascending higher and higher, and the higher he ascended and the more he wanted to get out the game, the more people kept pulling him back in the game. They almost had to deal with the Menez. It didn't work out. Jason was beefing with the Menez and he was working for them. So when Ghost and them obtained power, they ended up taking out their plug, which was Lobos. Ghost didn't want nothing to do with the game. He had helped set Tommy up with a plug, and Tommy had his own plug at the side. That plug was Jason. And then eventually Mulan ended up tricking them and they had to work for Mulan. They took Mulan out. Then the next thing you know, Angela betrayed him, put him in another situation where everybody was getting broken. They needed more money. So then now they needed more partners. And so, of course, Jason was not just looking at Tommy, he was looking at Ghost and their entire operation. The Menez was going to be the person they were going to work with, but of course, Dre was the one who messed that deal up. So when it comes down to it, just a whole lot of friction there. But we were dealing with people that were on international drug lord levels. It's just the Menez were what we call close to political power, but they were not quite there. Noma, if anything, is the most powerful figure of power we have ever seen in power, right? With Mecca being at the level that Ghost and Tommy was at. So Mecca was there, he was on their level, but at the same time, he was working for somebody like Noma. So when it comes down to it, Ghost versus Noma, this is the thing. You gotta think to yourself, what was Ghost doing? If he is still alive, what was he doing these last couple of years? A person like Ghost would not just be sitting there doing nothing, not caring about nothing, not feeling. No, this dude would be building his power. Even in the political world, Ghost would have found a way to be building his power against other politicians. He would have been getting evidence. He would have done whatever he had to do to build himself up to be as powerful as possible. So a person like him, for him to be gone away for years, he has to have been doing something to build his power, to put himself in a place where his power is big. So the Ghost that will come back, we don't know what kind of Ghost that's going to be, or will that Ghost be able to compete with Noma? We will have to see. So when it comes down to it, yes, he can take the fight to Noma. Yes, he can outthink Noma. Yes, none of the people who are teaming up against Tariq can really keep up with Ghost. The only real threat he has is Noma. And that's not overlooking Monet, because personally I think that Monet hasn't really chosen a side yet, because she doesn't really know about the conflicts that are currently taking place. So when it comes down to it, this battle is going to end up being pretty much, if he is still alive, Ghost versus Noma, and this is going to be big. This is going to be a fight. They're going to think, they're going to do whatever they can to plot against one another, and I even want to say it may end up pouring into season 5 of book 2. A book 2 versus just starting in 4, ending in 4. It would probably pour over into season 5 and probably end there. We'll just have to see. But basically, when it comes down to it, that's just me speaking about what I think is going to happen when it comes to Ghost versus Noma. But I just want to say to all of you that it is your boy, Bobby Beast here. I just want to say much love, much respect, hold it down, and whoa. Hey, it's your boy Bobby Beast here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is